Drink soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, almond milk. Don't steal milk from a cow. Be vegan, start right now. Follow that vegan teacher. She will show you how.
Hello students, welcome to class. Today we are looking at this guy. His channel is called Simnett Nutrition, How I Made Healthy Eating Easier. He's a vegan, he's a nutritionist, and he's in excellent shape. Let's see what's going on.
Healthy eating is supposed to look like. Get more veggies into you, eat enough protein, eat lots of whole foods, don't eat too much junk, and yet for so many people it still seems so much harder than it should. And it's not because they're lazy or because they don't care or they don't know better. Standing here after a long day trying to figure out what to eat this week, knowledge isn't really the problem. What I've noticed in my own life and working with other people is that the advice usually isn't the issue. Ow! The effort is. That was my funny bone.
Okay, I think he's talking about all the chopping involved with so many vegetables. If you want to start a sauce or something, you got to chop all the onions, then you got to chop all the celery, and then you might want to add some carrots to that. And I guess he's probably going to say, you know, you can use canned food, things like that. Let's see what he's going to say.
Always the funny bone, eh? So instead of trying...
You can tell he's Canadian because he said A. By the way, yeah, he is Canadian. He's from British Columbia. I'm Canadian too. I'm from Montreal, Quebec.
To eat better, I started asking myself a different question. How can I make...
Oh, I'm here in Italy at the moment and I'm looking at this gigantic soy milk that he just put in his cart. Here in Italy, they only have the tiny ones, and you know, there doesn't seem to be a lot of veganism going on here, unfortunately. I kind of miss Canada a bit for the big portions. Tofu, soy milk, actually having vegan cheeses available a lot easier than here.
Make this healthy eating take less effort. And when I did that, eating well actually got a lot easier and a lot more consistent for me. So let me show you what I mean. One thing that made a big difference is this. I stopped shopping for recipes and started shopping for reuse. I'm not looking for one perfect meal. I'm looking for ingredients that can show up in a lot of different meals.
All right, cool. It looks like he's getting a lot of tomatoes in there.
So something like these potatoes,
Potatoes are awesome, high in fiber and in all kinds of different nutrients. That's great.
Already thinking, okay, I could cook these up today, have a bunch of them for dinner tonight, and then I could probably use them for like a tofu scramble tomorrow.
Oh, that looks good. Tofu scramble is good. And that reminds me, have you heard the tofu scramble song recently? Now's the time. Let's listen. Time to dance.
Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Eating eggs is so last century, nobody needs to, so here's what you do. Mash tofu, green onions, and celery in a pan. Add black salt, turmeric, and spices, yes you can. Mix in some vegan mayo. Mix in some vegan mayo. Now mix in a salty pickle. Yeah, that's the way to go. Oh, ooh! Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Learn how to make it, cause saving animals will make them happy and will make you happy too. The egg industry's just a cycle of misery. Let's make the animal Holocaust history. The egg industry's just a cycle of misery. Let's make the animal Holocaust history. Tofu scramble, it's so easy to do. Woo-hoo. Learn how to make it, cause saving animals will make them happy and will make you happy too.
Always a fun song. Did you guys dance? I hope so. Let's listen some more.
And then maybe even something the next day. This kind of thinking and flexibility means so much more than people know to keep things easy and sustainable and consistent. Another thing I pay attention to is whether food forgives me for being tired or lazy. And if it's something that I need maximum motivation to cook, or like I have to follow a specific recipe in order to make, it's probably not the food that I should be buying for most weeks. Frozen vegetables, they forgive you.
Absolutely. That's an excellent product to buy. Frozen vegetables, peas, corn, and carrot bits. Sometimes you can have some beans in there as well. I have that in my fridge all the time in Canada. Over here in Italy, again, you know, they don't seem to have this kind of stuff as easily available. They do have peas though, and that is something that I have in my freezer a lot. So yeah, load up on these kinds of things and keep them in your freezer. So easy to just throw into a pot, throw into the microwave, and they add color and they add a wide variety of different kind of nutrients. Just remember to never buy eggs and to stay vegan.
The egg industry is just a cycle of misery. They lie to you endlessly. Don't buy eggs, walk away. Go to egg-truth.com today.
Baby male chicks are ground up at birth because they're considered to be useless because they'll never be able to lay eggs.
Canned beans, very forgiving food. Jarred sauces.
Again, canned beans are also a great thing to buy. You could keep them in your house for literally years in case there's an emergency or whatever, but also they are just so easy to just throw into a pot. They provide all of the fiber that you need, and they are also just much easier to cook. Well, I say that, but in reality, you know, if you just plan ahead, it's not that hard. For example, we have beans in our cupboard. They come in a plastic bag, so we buy like 10 of them at a time, just stack them all up in the shelf. 10 bags of different kinds of beans, of lentils, of course, also rice and chickpeas, all of these things that all you have to do is boil water. Yeah, you just put them in some water overnight, and you wake up the next day, and then you just cook them. That's it. Just throw them into whatever. We make huge batches of them and often have a huge batch already ready to go in the fridge. So like we have some rice, we have some beans, we have some lentils, we have some chickpeas, and then we just like scoop out whatever we need. It's really easy to be vegan.
You were born vegan. You never wanted to hurt them. Return to your roots and be vegan again. Subscribe and press the notification bell. Animals are innocent, like children. They need protection. Save them now, save them now.
Also fine. Canned chili, perfect. And finally, most of the time when I'm here, I'm not trying to figure out what to eat. I already have an idea of the usual meals that I usually make, so I'm just like restocking on the basics. All right, let's get home. Definitely eating kale, not a little energy bar here.
What did he say? Energy bar. Okay, hold on, let's go back. What did he say?
To eat. I already have an idea of the usual meals that I usually...
Yeah, anyway, that's what our fridge looks like too. Maybe we hide a little bit more lentils in that, but yeah, that's great.
make, so I'm just like restocking on the basics. All right, let's get home. Definitely eating kale, not a little energy bar here.
What? Something about kale. Who has kale? Okay. Again, kale is something else that's hard to find in Italy. In Canada, you can go into even Walmart and buy bags of kale. You can go into every grocery store and buy kale. Here in Italy, they don't have kale. And it's one of the best vegetables you could possibly get. It's a cruciferous veggie, which you should be having every single day, a little bit of. And a cruciferous vegetable is a specific category high in antioxidants. And in that category are also other things like bok choy, cabbage, radishes, broccoli, cauliflower. Yeah, I know. You're going to write that list down later.
One of the simplest things that I've done is to make
That's the kale. Oh, I miss kale.
healthy food.
I used to hate kale though. Well, the first time I tried it, I actually didn't try kale until I became vegan. And I just started chop the whole thing up and just threw it in a pot. And I didn't really realize, stupidly, that I had to pull off the leaf part and not eat the stem part because it's bitter. Oh, maybe he'll talk about that. Let's see.
Food more visible, because what I see, I remember.
That's true. Whatever you see in your fridge, you're going to eat. That's why I don't put stuff in the drawers unless it's like something that can stay fresh for a long time, like potatoes or onions or something like that. But all the other stuff that's fresh and needs to be eaten, that's right at the front.
And what's hidden, I forget. I can't tell you how many times I bought something healthy and then just like thrown it in the back of the cupboard and forgotten about it and then found it weeks later. And it's not because I didn't want to eat it or I didn't want to cook it, it's just because I didn't see it, I didn't remember. So now for a lot of my staple foods, like these French lentils or the rice that's here as well, they go in these clear containers and I keep them out on my counter. This just makes it so much easier to remember that I have this food and I can just kind of look over to that part of the kitchen and be like, all right, what am I gonna base my dinner around today? So here's some of the foods that I keep over here. We've already got the French lentils, the best lentils that there are. I've got...
Okay, let's see what it says on the screen here. It says, French lentils hold their shape best when cooking. They also have slightly peppery taste. All right.
white rice, got oats, quinoa, some pasta.
Oh, quinoa. Yeah, that's another thing that we should buy more often. Quinoa. Again, in Italy, it's just not something that you see on the shelves that much.
And then some...
Basically, in the town that I live in here in Italy, every single restaurant is almost identical. It's always some kind of pasta and pizza. And honestly, you guys are going to kill me for this, but I don't think that Italians know how to make pizza very well. I know. Everyone's probably like, bah! But we go into a restaurant and we ask for the vegan pizza, so no meat, no cheese. So they look at us like we're from Mars. Like, well, how do you make a pizza? I'm like, just give us a bunch of vegetables on there. You have onions back there, put that on there. You have some kind of peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. We don't actually care. Just put any vegetables on there. So they'll come with a pizza, and I don't understand why they don't put the tomato sauce to the edges, but they don't. So you just have this gigantic crust, and then everything kind of piled in the middle. And then sometimes they will barely even cut the things. What they do is they put zucchini on the pizza. So they'll take a zucchini and cut these huge slices and just stick them on there randomly. And you're just like, take a bite and the whole zucchini just like slides off. Honestly, it's gross. But if you give the person in the restaurant like really specific details and they're nice and they're open, you can get a really good pizza. But you got to be persistent, because you have to make them do active listening. You have to say to them, okay, did you hear what I said? Okay, how many vegetables do I want? Every vegetable. What should it look like? Piled up high. Should the vegetables be around the edge also? Yes. Should there be a lot of tomato sauce? Yes. Should there be fresh tomatoes on there? Yes. All this sort of stuff that you would think they would know, but they don't. Anyway, by the way, since we don't get cheese on our pizza, what we do is we pour some olive oil on there. So you take olive oil and you just sort of drizzle it on. They usually give you olive oil at the table, and you just drizzle that on in a spiral. And of course, you're going to put a little bit of salt, because that's what makes it taste good, right? What do you like about pizza? The fact that it is salty and a bit greasy. So you can still have that in the vegan version without hurting animals.
Go veg yourself, go veg yourself. Stop hurting animals. Go vegan, go veg yourself. Go veg yourself. Stop hurting animals. Go vegan.
And you can see how easy it would be to draw inspiration from this to create a meal from, versus this cupboard over here, which is just like full of stuff. So this is mainly just like the overflow stuff, or like, just things that don't fit in that cupboard over there. But you could
I think we all have a cupboard like that.
see how easy it would be to like forget what's back here. Like, what is this? Let's have a quick look. Oat rice. I actually forgot that we had this. This is like savory oats. So I don't know, you're supposed to cook it up like rice, I guess, but it's oats. Oh, back of the cupboard. And I know this seems so simple and obvious, and a lot of you probably already do it, but having like a little list on your fridge of stuff that you need to get is so handy, because once you see that those jars start like running low on stuff, then you just kind of like write it down here, and then when you buy it, you just kind of cross the stuff off. And that's what this video is all about. Just like taking the discipline out of things and making things as easy as possible, getting them visual, like right in front of your face. So
That's good. I like this guy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you want me to review Derek's channel some more. I think it's really fun. Plus, have you ever seen him exercise? He's in really amazing shape.
one of the biggest things that's helped me, and I do this all the time, is to cook a lot of stuff at once. Like, don't just cook for one meal at a time.
100%.
Now, to be clear, I'm not like full on meal prepping most of the time. I don't make like 5 equally portioned out meals so I can have the exact same thing 5 days in a row. Personally, I get bored eating that way, and at the end of the 5 days, the food really doesn't taste that great. I do have lots of meal prep videos on my channel that show how to do that, because I know a lot of people do like doing that, but for me, this tends to work better. I like to think about it as me giving my future self a head start. It's like, hey Derek, here is...
All right, what did he write there on the screen? He wrote,
because I know a lot of people do like doing that, but for me, this tends to work better. I like to think about it as me giving my future...
Are you more of a meal prepper or batch cooker like me? Let me know in the comments. I think most people are batch cookers like him. I mean, just realistically, that's what we have, just a bunch of stuff. And then, you know, we just sort of look in the fridge. What's the leftovers? Okay, just add that to the next meal.
Future self a head start. It's like, hey Derek, here is a meal that you cooked yesterday that you can have today. So if I'm turning the oven on, I might as well fill up the tray.
That is so pretty.
If I'm cooking rice or quinoa or lentils or something, might as well make some extra. If I'm opening beans, maybe I'll just open 2 cans and just cook all those up rather than one. Basically,
Absolutely. these are really good tips.
Every few days, I just cook up like a whole bunch of ingredients, not full meals. And that
Yes.
way I can adapt these to like anything that I want. Another big shift for me was realizing that every meal doesn't need to be built from scratch. And convenience foods are not failure, they're a starting point. So I wasn't looking at this can of chili in the store thinking this isn't healthy enough. I'm thinking, how can I improve this?
Oh, I totally get where he's going with this. You can add all kinds of other foods to something that is already in a can store-bought. So you can add all kinds of veggies, all kinds of extra things like rice, quinoa, whatever. Let's see what he does.
Easily and make it more tasty, add more protein to it, make it more delicious, stretch it out a little bit because let's face it, canned foods like
What does he say? I almost think of it more like a sauce and use it. Exactly, me too.
this are pretty
100%.
expensive compared to stuff you make at home. So check this out. This is a meal that I've been making with these cans of chili lately that is absolutely delicious. I'm gonna actually take off this sweatshirt though because you know I'm gonna get this stained if I leave it on. So I'm gonna take this chili and put it into a pot. And like,
What, he doesn't care if he gets his other shirt stained? One hint that you can do if you really don't have an apron or you don't want to wear one is just put your shirt on inside out. That way if there's a stain, well, nobody will see it.
look how little of an amount of food that
I
is.
know
That is
that's not much.
not enough for
Stretch
a
it.
growing man like myself. Well, hopefully growing. Trying to grow some muscles. So I'm gonna also add some of these potatoes that I cooked yesterday that are in the fridge. Look at the color of these. They are beautiful. Bright
Wow.
purple. Pretty cool. Then some TVP to bump the protein up a little bit.
Okay, TVP is textured vegan protein. That is what we also have in our house. And that replaces meat and it sort of gives this flavor or this sort of texture of being like ground beef, but without hurting any animals.
Some of the frozen veggies I bought today. Whoa, okay, a lot of them.
That wasn't a lot. It was like 3 tablespoons. What are you talking
A
about?
little bit of water in the can, and then give that a stir. Now this meal has more fiber, more protein, more volume, much more nutrition, and it took almost no time to add all that stuff to
Delicious.
it. And then look at that, it's all finished. It didn't take very long at all. And this just shows a meal doesn't have to be completely made from scratch in order to be healthy and delicious, full of fiber. One thing that I've noticed throughout the years is that the more rules that people create around their food or around their eating, the more places that there are to fail. Like, I'm talking about no processed foods at all, and only whole foods, or juicing every single day, or eating exclusively raw, or no oil. The stricter the rules, and especially all at once, or when you're first starting to eat healthier or eat a plant-based diet, the harder it is to stay consistent with. And I've even fallen into the trap myself before where I didn't eat oil at all. I wouldn't eat any processed foods, and it really restricted the amount of foods that I was able to eat and my enjoyment of the whole thing.
These are really good points. Absolutely. When you're first starting out, don't make it too hard on yourself. When you're first starting out, make it as easy as possible for yourself. You can have vegan burgers and you can have some processed foods like crackers and things like that. But over time, you'll see that it gets pretty easy to have a wide variety of healthy vegan foods. Are you vegan yet? What are you waiting for? Are you vegan yet? Open the vegan door. So that's it. After that, of course, you want to try to stay healthy, but it's okay to have a little bit of olive oil once in a while, even a little bit of salt. You know, just make it through. Make sure that you just do your best and make it easy the way that Derek is showing you how here. So, do you guys like this video? Let's watch the last bit, okay? Let's see what else happens.
So, you know, my food was sticking to my pan all the time. I couldn't have like a tortilla wrap because there was like oil in those. And sometimes it's nice to just be able to enjoy those things and not feel guilty about them. Go to a restaurant and not have to ask, hey, is there oil in this? Or could you cook this oil free or whatever? Just like enjoy your food, because we know it's the consistent habits that you take and the consistent choices that you make every day that make the biggest difference in your health. But
right, so he's just saying like it's okay once in a while to have a little bit of oil. But just so long as you don't have any animal products.
With that being said, and something that helps me keep everything in like a good balance is remembering that not every single meal that we eat has to be like this 10 out of 10 delicious gourmet experience. And
once in a while you could just have peanut butter toast.
And that really kind of puts things into perspective, because we know that our food is fuel first, and we want to make sure that we're fueling our body properly before we, add all the extra things to it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that when things are light and you just buy foods that are healthy, you put the healthy foods out where you can see them, everything becomes so much easier and you just enjoy things so much more. It just becomes second nature. Yep. Honestly, things really changed for me when I stopped trying to eat better and just started to make things easier. Making things easier is not giving up, it's how you make habits stick. So if you enjoyed this video...
Well, I think he's sort of twisting the truth a little bit there. I've been watching his channel quite a bit, and I think he's in the habit of eating healthy. So you're talking about a guy who eats healthy like 99% of the time. So he's just trying to help the average person here. So Derek's idea of, oh my God, I didn't eat healthy, is he bought a can of pre-made beans with some whatever, a bit of oil in there or whatever. But anyway, gotta love it.
So let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe.
Let us know in the comment section what you think. Subscribe if you like this kind of thing. And thank you all very much to all of you who are here and being as vegan as possible. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Stop breeding animals just to eat them. Stop creating them just to be cruel. Stop breeding animals, don't fucking touch them. Stop being an asshole, that's the golden rule. There's no excuse for animal use. An animal is not a commodity. Not a chicken, not a cow, not a pig, not a goose. Where the hell is your empathy? Be a decent human being. Stop being so fucking mean. Stop eating meat, dairy or eggs. If you're hungry, grab a fork and eat your own legs. Stop breeding animals just to eat them. Stop creating them just to be cruel. Stop breeding animals, don't fucking touch them. Stop being an asshole, that's the golden rule. No, the chickens, pigs, and cows won't overpopulate if we don't breed them in the first place. Vegans protect the animals and the planet. The only overpopulation is the human race. Follow that vegan teacher on YouTube. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your head. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your heart. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta be smart enough to grow. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta be brave enough to say no to the status quo. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Here are the first steps of your 100-click plan. Google vegan athletes and vegan recipes. You will learn that plants provide all the protein your body needs. Okay, so now that you know you can be 100% healthy as a vegan, it's time to watch the important documentaries. Because otherwise, without this vital information, you'll never fully understand. Your success as a vegan depends on you watching these. So here they are. Repeat after me. Earthlings, Earthlings, Dominion movement, what the hell, the game changers, Cowspiracy, Seaspiracy, Christspiracy. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your head. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your heart. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta be smart enough to grow. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta be brave enough to say no to the status quo. Alright, so let's go over what we've learned. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Plants have protein. You're going to be completely healthy. You just got to eat properly. Being vegan is going to help you. It's going to help the planet. And you're going to be saving 100 animals per year. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your head. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta get the message in your heart. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Gotta be smart enough to grow. It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. Wow, gotta be brave enough to say no to the status quo. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher